We're the indie project, Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats, Ginjey Bear and Furrnando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
Good morning guys, welcome back to a brand new video here on our beautiful property in sunny Central Portugal. It's quite windy this morning, but that's not going to stop us, and we've got an exciting video for you today because one, we have a legend back on the land, and two, we are starting our kitchen in our barn renovation. The chickens are out and loving life, free ranging around the property, and they're not the only things that are now free ranging around our 5 acres. I've just looked up on the barn and Furrnando is up there hanging out on the roof. He seems to be doing that quite a lot lately. Hopefully he can find his way down. Furrnando is down, and I don't know if you heard on that last clip where I basically just tripped over one of these massive bramble roots that I have been pulling out, and Ricky's been helping digging them up, but they're absolutely massive. I can find some over here. Look at this. Let me get to the root of this. That is one big bramble, and there's loads of them to get rid of. What I've been doing is pulling them out with the tractor, but it's hard, a long, slow process. So a really exciting development on our farm is that now Bee is back, we have decided it's the right time to start free ranging our goats around the property, and I can tell you they absolutely love it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go and let the goats out and just let them explore, and you'll probably notice that the grass is looking a little bit higher, and that is for a reason. We let it all grow up here in our kind of pastured area so the goats would have the best buffet ever, and I can tell you the smile on their faces when they come out, they absolutely love it. We feed them fresh branches and everything inside their pen, but this was always the plan. We want them to free range as much as possible, and we've even ordered some electric fencing that we're going to put around different areas so we can graze them in all different spots. So basically, hopefully, I won't have to mow the grass as much as possible, and they're so great. They just tuck into all of the weeds. They get rid of all of the things that we don't actually want here, like the wild vines that grow up. It's a perfect combination. Look who it is!
I'm actually
really excited to be back because we're finally getting on with the kitchen. I'm just sorting out all the little bits here. These are the little handles for the drawers and stuff. It's going to look so good and I'm really excited to finally get them in place.
Hopefully today we can turn these boxes into something that resembles a kitchen.
I'm a little bit nervous because we've seen a few videos and it looks simple, but everyone knows that sometimes putting kitchens together, especially when it's got slide out, soft closing drawers, I'm anticipating some head scratching.
Positive mindset, it's going to be easy. This is just going to be the most simple thing on the project. To be fair, it probably will be.
These are the feet, so I'm just going to put them on here as well. I don't know what these glass bits are for. I don't remember ordering any glass. Oh, this is a shelfie thing. Same as this stuff. This looks like cupboard fronts that would have glass in, and we didn't order any of that. I wonder if the man ordered the wrong things when I gave him this. They feel like they're fully built already, the drawers. Yeah, so there's 2 thinner drawers and then 2 fatter ones, like ones that aren't as deep.
Got it.
A hammer and a clamp. So I've got a piece here that I cannot find in the instruction manual.
Fernando's going to love all these boxes.
Yeah, he's a box lover, isn't he? Now, do you reckon there's a top or a bottom? Oh, hang on, what's this line? The problem is Theo has full faith in me.
I don't, because we'll get...
And then it goes wrong.
We'll probably get 90% there and it'll be like, take it apart. It'll be alright.
You could have lied. I'm like, Theo has full faith in me. So, actually. So we do one here.
And then one directly
On the
opposite.
line, no.
Oh, there's already the poles, aren't there?
Yes, there's already the holes. Okay, so the first step. I heard something fly off. Now it's just continuing to go all the way. I don't think it's supposed to go all the way.
So we have just managed to put up the first carcass, I think you'd call it, the first unit that's going to go in between the fridge freezer and the cooker. So it's a narrow one with loads of different drawers, and so far it's taken a bit of time. It is a slow process, but it's not been complicated, so that's good, because sometimes IKEA things can be a little bit, I don't know, confusing sometimes when you're following the instructions and some things aren't there. But we've just put in one of the drawers. Check this out. Try not to smack Bee in the face. But it's soft close. Look at that. So nice. And we've gone for this lovely I don't know, what would you call it? It's not white, is it? It's like an off...
It's like an off-white and it's matte, wipe clean easy.
Yeah, so you can clean this down nice and easy, which is what you want for a kitchen.
Yeah! One more to go. I'm so happy with how the kitchen's coming along. I'm just going to take a little break and make up an AG1. You've heard us talk about Athletic Greens before because we are big fans of theirs and we've been drinking AG1 for quite a while now. For me personally, being able to scoop out all of this goodness and have a prepared drink full of vitamins, minerals and probiotics in less than 30 seconds is absolutely brilliant. As you know, we live in a small space, so being able to store all the fresh ingredients, let alone the cleanup afterwards, just to create something as powerful as AG1 from scratch, it's just not worth it. Look how simple this is. Give it a good shake. And it's done. It tastes absolutely delicious as well. 1 scoop of AG1 mixed with 8 ounces of water supplies you with 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics and adaptogens. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, paleo, keto, low calorie and less than 1 gram of sugar per serving. And thanks to Athletic Greens, who have kindly sponsored today's video. They're offering our community an immune supporting 1 year's free supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Just click the link in our description or head to athleticgreens.com/theindieprojects. Should we put it between in the gap? Hopefully the gap is just the right size. Oh my gosh! It looks like a kitchen!
Yeah, it just needs...
When the top's on it, it'll hold it in, won't it?
Looks great. Oh yeah, everything will... Like obviously we'll screw through or
now,
like attach at the back with the worktop.
Do you think, because these are 2 different shades of white, it'd be worth having in the middle here, you know, the shells I was going to have at the end, maybe having them there just to break it up?
So now we've moved full time into the barn. It's time to move this solar panel that we had just lying down here. It's a 250 watt solar panel and that's what would power everything in our lives, basically our laptops, our lighting, everything that we would have in the caravan. But it's time to move that down nearer to the barn so we can utilize it down there, because it's probably going to be another month or so until we get our proper solar system installed in the barn. So for now we can use this 250 watt solar panel with a battery bank that we have in the barn, and to be honest it's a 100 amp hour battery and it kind of caters for our needs. We will have a beefier system in the barn when we put the proper system in there, but I'm not sure how much bigger we really need to go.
Are your arms burning?
It's a pretty big panel, as you can see. And it weighs quite a lot. But I've not got to walk that far, probably like 100 meters, but my arms are burning. I think I might turn it.
You were going to put it on your head, weren't you, and then you realised.
Yeah, I don't want to break it.
Smash your head straight through.
It's pretty crazy that we've managed to live on our property now for a long time, years, just with a 250 watt solar panel powering everything. Panel could do with a little bit of a clean, but we need to get back on with the kitchen, so I'll sort that out later. I'm just going to leave this where it is, basically here, because it's facing south. There's nothing that can cause shade onto the panel, so it's going to be perfectly fine. Before, we literally just had it lying on the ground and it did the job perfectly. The idea for when we have our proper solar system that we install, hopefully in the next couple of months. I think that I'm going to build some sort of carport that the solar panels can sit on. That way we can shade our vehicles and protect our vehicles from the sun, but also generate electricity from the carport as well.
This is the handiest hole in the whole barn.
Yeah, this is the hole where all of our services are going to go in and out. So our grey water, our actual fresh water, that kind of thing, all go through this hole, and at the moment it's acting like a cat flap. Through the cat flap and out the other end. Like I say, this is very temporary. Sometimes you just have to do temporary solutions to tide you over for a little bit until we get the proper one in place. But living in this barn in its current conditions of how it is right now, it's unbelievably comfortable.
And a bit chaotic as well.
And also, we actually picked this up the other day. Finally, we've been wanting to get one of these for ages, but it's a big Velux window pole. This is going to be my job every time because I'm the one who can reach. There we go.
Glorious breeze, instantaneous. Now half the boxes are empty. That one really small one, it's actually the smallest one we've got. We've got 2 more left, and I think we're going to tackle the sink one next because that should be pretty simple. It's just two doors and that's it, I think. So we're going to tackle that.
And look who's come to help.
Hello. Figure out which ones it is out of those and just get cracking with it.
I can't wait to see the sink.
Me neither. Who thinks this one's going to be even easier than the last one?
I feel like this one's going to be pretty simple.
I think it will be as well because it's
just a sink.
It's got no drawers in it, and it's the drawers that took the time. So I imagine it's going to be similar assembled to the last one, isn't it?
Just the bottom in it.
Yeah.
Well, not the bottom, but
the side, bottom, and then there'll be another side underneath. Oh, and then there's the back. Are you ready to rumble?
go for it. See how quick you can do it on your own. Just like that, we have another unit completed, and this one actually went up so quickly and seemed really easy to put together, partly because we don't have any drawers in this one and Bee did most of the work, so that was good. And here we have ourselves a nice little false drawer because above that and overhanging, we've got a beautiful, huge Belfast sink that is going to go on top of here and be cut around the work surface. It's going to be beautiful because we're going for like the rustic country kitchen theme, but also keeping it nice and modern and clean, airy and fresh. At the bottom, you've got this big cupboard door and big cupboard that soft closes, and we'll be able to fit all of the necessities that you need to fit under your sink in your kitchen. And now we're going to tackle the corner unit, because we thought that the corner unit's going to be the most technical to do, because it involves like swing out gadgets and drawers of all different shapes and sizes. So we're going to get on with that right now. And I know at the moment it looks a little bit bare and sparse, and it's just a couple of white units like standing on their own, but like everything with this project, you really have to bear with us to find out how it's all going to tie together, because we have some really nice ideas how we're going to turn this kitchen into just a really functional, usable but beautiful space.
Third and final one.
There's a lot more pieces to the puzzle here, for sure. But just got to do it, haven't we? Yeah. It's not the funnest thing in the world, but it needs to be done.
And at least we don't have to do it again.
I'm so happy with how our kitchen's starting to look.
It's amazing!
This morning we just had a load of boxes, and now I feel like we're really kind of have got the bare bones of a kitchen, and the corner unit is now in place where it's going to be. Come down here and check this out. So we got these cool little things that swirl around, so you can get all the way to the back of your cupboards, which is very useful, so you don't have any kind of mouldy things hanging out in the back. But obviously, with everything to do with this barn conversion, it's a rustic building. It's got charm, it's got character, it's got curves. So it means that we're not going to be able to use like a traditional wooden worktop that is the same size as the actual carcasses and the units, because you can see here the bottom of the wall to the top of the carcass, there is a 18 centimetre difference. So we'd have a massive gap, and that's just to do with the natural stone wall being lovely and curvy, and it is really nice to look at, but it does make things a lot more complicated. Obviously, in a traditional house, it would either be blockwork, brick or plasterboard, which would generally be a lot flatter than this, and if it's not flatter than this, then your builder's not very good. But I've got an idea, and we're gonna go to the wood yard and speak to the guy there who I know pretty well, and see if he can sort us out some really nice sheets of wood that will go lovely on this worktop, and then we can cut them down to size. Then we can get our Belfast sink in place. We've still got the corner cupboard door to do on here, and also
the handles. Yeah,
we have these beautiful black handles that are gonna match really nicely with the oven, and obviously the mezzanine barrier, the railing, and all the other black accents that we've got going on in this barn. So everything's just tying together really nicely, and it's really cool to just stand in the space and just see how it's going to work, because it's going to be great. You can be in here washing up,
looking out the window,
and then you got your cooker right here, and then just over the way you got your fridge. And let me clear up a few things about this fridge freezer. It's an under counter fridge freezer, so it's designed to go under the counter, under the work surface. Bending down's not a problem. You don't go in the fridge like that often, so that's just how we've always had it in our apartments and houses and vans that we've lived in. Having it up here on top of the work surface for us it just wouldn't have felt right at all. It just wouldn't have worked with the space. So that is what we're going for, and we still need to pick up one thing. Come over this way a little bit. Just to go next to the fridge freezer, we're going to have a little unit, kind of like a...
almost like a wine rack.
Like a wine rack, but we don't drink wine, so, well, I definitely don't. And I don't know what I'll use it for to store, but
bottles of water maybe, I don't
something.
know.
But we just need that to kind of tie the whole kitchen together and to have an area for the work surface to actually screw to. But guys, it's coming together, it really is. So for some reason the camera didn't record any audio on this clip, so I'm doing a little voiceover to try and get across what I was saying. And basically we had a long day building the kitchen, and then we had no food in our cupboard, so we decided to head to the city to go to the supermarket to pick up some dinner. And while we were there, I wanted to hop into the DIY store and see if they had any lovely barbecue systems that run on gas, because I really want to have an outside cooking setup for the summer. So that was a very short visit, because unfortunately the one we chose that we absolutely loved in the store, they didn't actually have in stock, which was really annoying. So we've left it for now, and we'll either go to another store somewhere else and pick it up, or order it online or something like that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. We're so stoked to have started the kitchen project, and hopefully soon it will be completed, and I know it's gonna look amazing when it's finished. And as I said, it's gonna be super functional for such a small space. We've crammed in as much storage as possible and made everything feel so flowy, which is really important in a kitchen. But thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.